How you doing today?
We're going good.
I saw on Twitter it's your birthday. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
So, Coach has been talking to us about making this November to remember was the phrase that he said. What does that mean to you?
Win. We got to get some wins. We got to play good. Make sure we get some wins.
What do you think the team is capable of these final few weeks?
Anything we want it to be. We able to get what we need to get out of November. Make sure we get. Well, if it's conference championship, that's what we want, and then we shoot for a bowl this year too.
Coach said the physicality is going to pick up in practice. Have you noticed a difference so far this week?
Yes, sir. a lot more. But I think he's just getting us ready to make sure we're ready this week and not come out like we did last week.
So do you think that was needed? Like, is that shift going to help you guys?
Yeah, I think that's what we needed. A little more up our step, put it up in us.
Is that going to be a challenge, just given that you guys have already played 8 straight weeks? I know we've talked about like the physical wear and tear of the season.
No, it shouldn't be a challenge as long as everybody's taking care of their bodies and doing what they need to do after practice off the field.
How'd you feel about the play of the offensive line last week?
It wasn't up to our standards. We can be better. We need to be more communicated to points, making sure our quarterback knows where we're going, so he knows where he's hot at, and if he's not hot.
What was it like for you switching back to center?
Honestly, I think I'm a more natural center than guard, but it wasn't that bad. It was an easy fix.
Did you have a lot of time to practice it leading into the game last week? Did you know that you were going to be in that position?
It was a possibility from the beginning of the week. So, yeah, I was getting snaps and everything. So I was already ready when they gave me the nod that I was going to play center.
When you looked back at it on film, were you happy with what you brought to the team in that role?
It's not really that. That's not how I look at it. I really look at it as, did I do enough for everybody? And I wasn't happy about that. So that's how I feel. It wasn't how I played. I just felt like I wasn't able to help bring everybody else along. So I don't feel like I played good.
How can you do that? Like, what was missing, or what would you have wanted to do differently?
Just more communication. Just way more communication. Just being more a vocal leader and bringing everybody with me.
Yeah, that seems like an interesting dynamic because I know Maka, being the center through the year, was doing a lot of that communication. Do you pick all that up when you go to the center role, or does he still talk from guard? Like, how does it work out?
We help each other out. Maka's a big help, so if he sees something that I didn't see, he helps me out, and it's vice versa. We help each other out.
Was it kind of a challenge for you guys to pick up the stunts and twists and things when you're coming at it from a different perspective, having flipped like that? How did that play out?
It wasn't a challenge. I just think it wasn't where we get into the blitz. It was not finishing. That's our biggest challenge right now, not finishing blocks. We need to finish blocks.
Do you think second week in this kind of a setup that it'll be different or better this week? What do you anticipate?
Yeah, I'm anticipating us playing way better than last week.
Just because that communication's come along, or what do you think is going to be the big difference?
I think it's everybody up in that game too. Also, now it's people fighting for positions, so now it's everybody up in their game to a different level.
Did you feel like FAU's defense really kind of loaded the box against you guys and put a lot of defenders in there?
When you got the leading rusher, yes, that's what's it's gonna always happen. So we gotta expect that and be able to still block it and get Sincere to that third level and finish him when he needs to.
Does that create a challenge for the offensive line just because there's more guys to account for before the play?
It's a big challenge. It's something we look forward to doing. That's something that we're up for.
How can you try to combat that as an offense or work through that? Like, how do you have to negate that advantage that they're getting by putting so many people there?
First of all, it starts from the beginning of the week, watching more film, getting in, watching more film, making sure you know what they're gonna do when they do it, and just really just finding something and keeping the body on body.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, KD, how's it going?
Going good?
What do you think about this Rice team? What do you expect to see out of them?
With Rice, they're going to be in the gap they're supposed to be in, and they're not going to have too many MAs. So we got to capitalize and pick up and not MA and make sure we're at where we're supposed to be.
What's the overall confidence level with the guys right now?
With the O-line or just the offense?
Just everybody as a whole.
I'd say the confidence is getting better. The coaches, they're not letting up, and they're making sure we know how close we are and what we need to do to get over this hill. So I think the confidence is there.
Coach had said something like the offense was like 4 or 5 plays from, really exploding and doing good. Do you see that's kind of the case as well?
Yeah, I see that right now. That's what we're missing up on, those 6-5 plays right now. If we get those 6-5 plays up, then I think that score would have been different, and the scores will be different from now on.